The Met Department has warned that heavy showers of about 100 millimeters will be experienced in several districts. The Sri Lanka Army has deployed a contingent of 600 personnel for flood and disaster relief activities in the Matara district. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the country will not go forward unless solutions are provided for ethnic and religious issues. The Department of Examinations has advised the relevant authorities to carry out anti-dengue spraying in schools due to the scholarship examination. In foreign news, at least 15 killed and 78 injured in 6.3 quake in Afghanistan. Landslide warning imposed in 9 districts in the island by the National Building Research Organisation. This will be effective until 2 p.m. tomorrow. Accordingly, Seetawaka and Padukka in the Colombo district, Mirigama, Okwala, Beliatta, Kalutara, Beruwela, Agalawatta and many areas will be affected. The Met Department has warned that heavy showers of about 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the western Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces. In an advisory, due to heavy rains today, red alerts were issued for the Colombo, Gampaha, Kagalla, Kalutara, Ratnapura, Galle and Matara districts. Meanwhile, the National Building Research Organisation issued several red level 3, amber level 2 and yellow level 1 landslide alerts for several areas in the Colombo, Galle, Kalutara, Matara, Ratnapura, Gampaha, Hambantota, Kandy and Kagalla districts. Owing to the prevailing torrential rains and inclement weather conditions, schools in the Matara district will remain closed until Tuesday. The District Disaster Management Committee reported a total of 13,027 families consisting of a total of 53,399 persons across 12 districts have been left severely affected as a result of the extreme weather conditions. The Sri Lanka Army has deployed a contingent of 600 personnel for flood and disaster relief activities in the Matara district. Several roads in Matara are submerged due to the flooding of the Nilwala River as a result of the continuous torrential rains, while red alert landslide warnings have been issued by the National Building and Research Organisation, NBRO, for several areas within the Matara district. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And now we continue with local news. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the country will not go forward unless solutions are provided for ethnic and religious issues. All leaders should discuss these issues in order to provide speedy and lasting solutions. The country collapsed completely economically during the past period. The people had to face serious problems due to this prevailing situation. He made these remarks while participating at a ceremony to complete the 150th year of the St. Michael Vidyalaya in Batticaloa today. The students of the school welcomed the president and the national anthem was sung in the Sinhala and Tamil languages. The president also stated that the national anthem depicts everyone as being children of one mother. Therefore, there is no problem in singing the national anthem in the Sinhala or Tamil language. The Department of Examinations has advised the relevant authorities to carry out anti-dengue spraying in schools because of the Year 5 scholarship examination to be conducted this year. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara said that the dengue eradicating program should be conducted by principals with the support of district health service directors and the zonal educational directors. Tuition classes have been banned from 12 midnight on Wednesday. The examination will be held on the 15th of this month in 2,888 examination centers across the country. That ends the local segment of news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
State Minister Thenuka Vidanagamage says that stern legal action will be taken against all groups who misuse lands and property belonging to the National Housing Development Authority. He made this remark while participating at a program to educate the district managers of the authority in line with World Habitat Day. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
We now take a look at Watchlight. Commuters are facing many hardships because a sufficient number of trains are not operated for the convenience of passengers. Some trains are cancelled daily and the timetables removed. This is for the attention of the authorities of the Railway Department and came to you in Watchlight. We now take a look at world news. First, the headlines. At least 15 killed and 78 injured in 6.3 quake in Afghanistan. A blind woman with a sick baby denied access to London hospital. The mysteries of a mass graveyard of early Indians unearthed. At least 15 people have been killed and 78 injured after an earthquake hit western Afghanistan, officials say. The U.S. Geological Survey said the 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck at about 40 kilometers from the western city of Herat, close to the border with Iran this morning at around 11 a.m. local time. A number of buildings were damaged, trapping people under rubble. Afghan officials said at least 3 powerful tremors followed the initial earthquake. We were in our offices and suddenly the building started shaking. Wall plaster started to fall down and the walls got cracks. Some walls and parts of the building collapsed. A woman says she was refused access to a West London hospital when she tried to take her sick baby inside for treatment because she had a guide dog. Historian and activist Dr. Amy Kavanagh, 34, who is blind, was visiting West Middlesex University Hospital. On arrival, however, she says a security guard kept shouting "no dogs" at me and my partner, and patients and staff had to intervene. The NHS Trust says it is taking this incident seriously. When the guard at the Albert Hospital's urgent care department tried to refuse them access, Dr. Kavanagh said she and her partner firmly replied that Ava is a guide dog and legally allowed access before they walked past him and headed to the reception. Scientists have unveiled a sprawling burial site in India belonging to one of the world's earliest urban civilizations. The BBC's Sautik Biswas delves into the clues the graves might give us about how the early Indians lived and died. In 2019, as scientists embarked on excavating a mound of sandy soil near a remote village in the sparsely populated Kutch region situated not far from Pakistan in India's western state of Gujarat, they had no inkling of the surprise that lay in store for them. When we began digging, we thought it was an ancient settlement. Within a week, we realized it was a cemetery, says Rajesh SV, an archaeologist with the University of Kerala, who led the search. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. At least 15 killed and 78 injured in 6.3 quake in Afghanistan. A blind woman with a sick baby denied access to London hospital. The mysteries of a mass graveyard of early Indians unearthed. That ends this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
The Ministry of Health says that more than 1,000 Suvadivi centres are implemented island-wide in order to prevent non-communicable diseases. An advisory service is also provided for the patients. This service is taking place in district hospitals, Pradeshia hospitals and primary medical centres. That was development news. We now take a look at sports news. The first ICC World Championship tournament match between South Africa and Sri Lanka is being played in India. Sri Lanka won the toss and invited South Africa to bat first. Batting first, South Africa scored 428 runs for 5 wickets at the end of their 50 overs. Sri Lanka has scored 155 runs for 5 wickets a short while ago. That was sports news.
Go ekathiana youth kat life ke change kat niyamata set na aswagena dekupugina habe karana youth kat niyamata set na friendship ekamenna.
The all-new NSB Itru account, NSB I Am, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Kandy edition of the Industrial Exhibition 2023 will be conducted at the old Bogambara premises tomorrow. It is scheduled to commence at 9 a.m. The aim of this move is to take the country to an export-oriented production economy level. The exhibition is comprised of more than 300 stalls covering over 20 different industrial fields. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
We now take a look at economic news. Treasury bills valued at 90 billion rupees will be issued expiring in 91, 182 and 364 days. These bills can be purchased from primary dealers and from licensed commercial banks. The central bank says that the auction will be held on Wednesday. That was economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, southern and northwestern provinces. Fairly heavy showers of about 50 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere during the evening or at night. To end tonight's news broadcast, the headlines again. Landslide warnings imposed in 9 districts in the island by the National Building Research Organization. This will be effective until 2 p.m. tomorrow. The Met Department has warned that heavy showers of about 100 millimeters will be experienced in several districts. The Sri Lanka Army has deployed a contingent of 600 personnel for flood and disaster relief activities in the Mathura district. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the country will not go forward unless solutions are provided for ethnic and religious issues. The Department of Examinations has advised the relevant authorities to carry out anti-dengue spraying in schools due to the Year 5 scholarship examination. In foreign news, at least 15 killed and 78 injured in 6.3 quake in Afghanistan. That ends tonight's news broadcast. The time reads a minute to 9 o'clock. This is Radio Sri Lanka.